Hello guys, it's Ediki and welcome to Premier League prediction video. This is my last video before leaving the house for 2 weeks. So when I will come back, I will upload every single day. But now this is my last video before leaving. So I just thought I need to make a Premier League prediction video. So let's just start. So I think that in the last position we're gonna have Cardiff City because this team just got promoted this season, I believe, and they're just not looking good because they took just take a I just took a look at their squad at their results in the last season, and they were playing terrible football. And even though they are in Premier League this season, but I don't think that they have a chance to win against those big teams in England. So in the 19th position we have Huddersfield Town. So this team is um, is a good one, but last season I believe they came in the 16th position, but they are just not looking good because they sold their young player to Stoke, and they're playing their first match against Chelsea and against Manchester City. So I think that these two games that they will lose these two games, and this is the reason why I think that they will this is the reason why I think that they will drop out of this competition. And we in the 18th position we have Southampton. So Southampton is a team that lost Tadic, and they lost Van Dijk in the January transfer window, but the reason why I think that they will be in the 18th position because I think that they almost got relegated last season, but they managed to stay in the Premier League. But I think that they still do have a great team, but I don't think that they can win against that they can. I think that they will not stay in Premier League with that squad, and I think that they will be in the 18th position. In the 17th position, we have Brighton. Yes, guys. So they came in the 16th position or 15th position last season. So they played a good football. They won some good games. They not good games. They won some games against big teams. They got some draws, especially I believe against Manchester City. And they're playing against where's Brighton? They're playing against Watford at home, and then they're playing at home against Manchester United. So I think that they still they will stay in this league, but it is going to be very hard. And so talking about Watford, they will be in the 16th position because they're playing against Brighton, and I think this match will be very important for both teams because both teams want to stay in the Premier League, but it is going to be very tough for these two teams to stay in this league. So I just put Brighton in 17th position and Watford in the 16th position, and we will see who's gonna win this game. And this is the first matchup, so both teams will try to win against each other. So it should be a very great battle. In the 15th position, we have Brighton. Oh, sorry, Brighton, not Bournemouth. We have Bournemouth. They're playing at home against Cardiff. So I put Cardiff in 20th position. So I think that Bournemouth gonna win this match against Cardiff, and Cardiff will probably get destroyed 3-1 or 3-0. And I think that Bournemouth gonna stay in Premier League. They will be in the 15th position. So and they still have a great squad. They're very good school. I like this team because they have a good coach, and we'll see how it goes for them. But I still think that they will stay in this league. In the 14th position, we have Newcastle United. So this team is good, but they're just not. I think that they will stay in this league because they have a good squad. They saved. I think they still have their manager Rafa Benitez, and they signed. And they even though they sold Mitrovic, I believe, and but they signed some players. I think they signed the Yoshinori Muto. This guy is very good. He's from Japan. I believe he played in the World Cup. So I believe I watched that game again when he played. I believe against Colombia, and he did a great job. So I think that he gonna help him to win at least 10 game or not 10 game, maybe 8 or 9 games in this season. So Newcastle is in 14th position. In the 13th position, I have Crystal Palace, but it was a very tough decision because I think if they will keep Zaha, they can be in 13th position. But if they will lose Zaha, because Zaha can go to Dortmund and he can go to other Premier League teams. So I think if they will keep him, they can be in the 13th position. But if they will sell him, they can drop out. They can drop out of this competition. But because of Zaha, I gave them the 13th spot. But we'll see how it goes for them. So I think that Zaha is still playing for Crystal Palace. Maybe he will not get sold, but we'll see how it goes. But Crystal Palace is in the 13th position. So moving to 12th position, we have Fulham. So Fulham is a great squad. They signed some great players like Marchand from Nice, and they also signed, I believe, Jean-Michel Seri from Nice as well. So they have a very great squad with a great depth in their team. They have a very good coach, and I think that they can show everyone that they are a very good squad, and they will win some big games against those big clubs. So we need to expect big things from this team. But they are in 12th position. So in 11th position we have Leicester City. So Leicester City is a very great squad because they were the champions 2 or 3 years ago. So they played a very good football 3 years ago. They still have a great squad, and I think that they will be a middle play table team, and they will be in 11th position. And they still have Jamie Vardy, even though they sold Riyad Mahrez. They're still a good team, and I think that they are the better team than Fulham, because they only got promoted this season, and I think that they're the better team than Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Watford, Brighton. So they are capable of winning these games against these teams. So I think that Leicester will be in the 11th position. So we have Wolves. Wolves are also a very great squad, and I think I expect big things from this team this season because they can win a lot of games, and I think that they will be in the 10th position. I know that a lot of people love this club because they think that they can go to up there, they can be up in the 7th, 6th spot, but I don't think that they will be up there in their first season, even though they signed João Moutinho. They signed a lot of players. They Rui Patricio, goalkeeper, and they have a lot, and they extended a lot of contracts, not extended a lot of contracts with their main players. So I think that they can be up there, but I think that they will be in the 10th position. In the 9th position, we have Burnley. Burnley last season played a very good, and the Burnley had a very great season last year, but they came in 6th position, I believe, and they will play in Europa League, or no, I think that they were in the 7th position because I believe Arsenal or MU were in 6th. So I think that Burnley will still be up there in the top 10 for sure because they have a very good squad. They kept their players, their main players, and I think that they can fight in this season as well. They can even be up there with West Ham and Everton. I still think that they can go up there and they can be in the 7th or 8th position at the end of the season, because in the 8th position I have Everton. So Everton is another this is another good squad and another good team, and they still kept their best players like Cenk Tosun. I think Barkley is still playing for them, and Everton loaned Williams to Stoke, so they lost their main center back, and he was a very good center back at Swansea, but then he just kind of messed up and he couldn't play as good as he played in Swansea. So this is a very big problem for them. But they have probably the best goalkeeper in England. So they have Pickford, and they signed a new left back from Barca. They have Lucas Digne from Barcelona. So this is another great signing. So I think that they will be in the 8th position or maybe in the 7th, because in the 7th position I have West Ham. So I think that Burnley, Everton, and West Ham, both these three teams can mix up, because Burnley can come in the 7th position, West Ham can come in the 9th, or Everton can even be in the 7th, and West Ham can be in the 9th position. But I think that West Ham will be in the 7th position because they have signed some players like Issa Diop, Fredericks. They have signed Yarmolenko. They signed that Brazilian right winger, and I forgot his name. And so they are a very good squad, and I think that they will be in the 7th position, and the West Ham just pushing to sign Arsenal forward Lucas Perez, so it would be another great addition. And they're trying to sign Bernard, I think, and they just sold Kouyaté, a great CDM, but I think that, and they also signed Jack Wilshere. So this is a very good squad, I think, and they can score a lot of goals in this season, especially in the fast breaks, and they still kept Chicharito, so they're a very good squad. And in the 6th position I have Manchester United. I think that they will be in the 6th position because they lost, I should say, Daley Blind, a great left back, a very experienced left back who came from Netherlands, and he just came back to Ajax. And and Martial is not happy with Manchester United, and he wants to leave. And the chemistry in this team is not good enough, and especially the reason why I put them in the 6th position is because I think that this manager Jose Mourinho from Portugal is just not good enough. He's a very great coach, don't get me wrong, but the players are not very happy with him, I think, because in every press conference he's not very happy with performances. And when Manchester United is losing, there he's saying that this is just preseason tournaments or just something like this. He's always trying to find something to say about it, that's about his team. But I still think that this team is not good enough to be in the top four for sure, but they can be in the fifth or sixth position. It we'll see how it goes. And their first matches against Leicester City, so it is not going to be easy for them. I still think that they can get a draw, even though they have Sanchez, Lukaku. This team is their chemistry is just not good enough to be up there with those big teams. I'm not saying that MU is not a big team. They are a big team. They're probably the biggest team in England. They were the biggest team in England, but now we have Manchester City, Chelsea, Spurs, Liverpool, Arsenal. I think that these five teams are better right now. In the fifth position, we have Arsenal. Arsenal, I think that they signed Socrates. They have signed Lucas Torreira. They have a very great players like Aubameyang, Özil, Lacazette. These players are playing up front, so I think, and they signed Berlano, and Lichtsteiner, a very experienced right back from Switzerland. He played his whole career, I should say, for Juventus. He won, I believe, 6 titles in a row. So he's a very great addition. I think that they signed a lot of good players that will help their team to get up there. And I think that they have a better squad than MU, even though they don't have those stars like Sanchez and Lukaku. But I still think that they have Aubameyang, Lacazette, Özil. These three players, I think these three players are better than Sanchez and Lukaku, in my opinion. So let's just start talking about top four. So in the fourth position, I have Chelsea. Even though they signed Jorginho from Napoli, I still think that they will not be up there. They're still it's still a good position. It is a Champions League position, and I still think that they can be up there in the third or in second place. We'll see how it goes. But they kept there some players like N'Golo Kante. They still have Courtois. They have a good defense. They have a good players on the wings. If they will keep Hazard and Kante, I still think that they can be up there in a third or fourth position, or maybe in second. But I still think, that they will come in for position because they signed a new. I think that they've signed a new, not a sign. They've fired a new coach. I think Sarri from Italy. He's a former Napoli coach. So I think that they will do well in the season, and their first match is against Huddersfield Town, and Huddersfield Town is I said that Huddersfield Town will come in 19th position, so it should be a very easy game, even though they're playing away. But I still think that they're gonna win this game. And let's just take a look at the match day too. So they are playing against Arsenal. So I think that they will be in the first place. They will win this game against Huddersfield, and they will get a draw against Arsenal, so they will somehow be in that fourth position. In the third position, I have Tottenham. I still think that they can be in the second position and they can even fight for the title, but I still think that this season they will not be in that second position. They will be in the third position because their first match is against Newcastle. It is going to be another tough game for them because they're playing away. Then they're playing against Fulham. This team is. I predicted that they're gonna be in the 12th position. So this is another tough game, even though they're playing at home. And then they're playing against Manchester United away. So they're probably gonna draw this game, or gonna get a draw, or gonna lose. So I think that they will be in the third or even fourth position. So it's probably with the same with Chelsea. And now it's stopped to only 2 teams left. So I think that Liverpool will be in the second position and the champion, and we're gonna have Manchester City that they will be the champions of Premier League once again. They will win, I believe. I think that they're gonna win 2 years in a row, and because they have the best squad in the Premier League, and they have they have probably the best coach, and alongside Jurgen Klopp and those other Unai Emery or all those guys, all those great guys. But I still think that they have the team that is capable of winning Premier League 2 years in a row, and they have all the players, and their chemistry is great, and everyone is playing good football, and I think that they will win this title. But Liverpool will be in the second place because they signed some players like Fabinho, Naby Keita, Alisson, and it's a great team. And this year they have a very great squad. They have an even better squad and have a little bit more depth in their team. So I think that they can be in the second position or maybe in the third. Maybe Tottenham will be in the second position, but I think that we will have something like this So we'll see how it goes. And so it is. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. It was my Premier League prediction video, and hopefully you will agree with my opinion. And I will see you guys after 2 weeks when I will come back from my neighborhood